Welcome everyone back for some more Eden Crafters. I was about to say Planet Crafter, but it's Eden Crafters. We're going to do some more of that today. Hey Jenny, glad you made it back in time. Timmy, he knows when I start talking that a treat is inbound. First, so gotta show off the shirt. He's wearing nothing under this shirt. Ain't that right, Timmy? You want this? Oops, hit the cable. Let me make sure the microphone's working. Yep, okay. Yeah, you want this? You want it? You want it? You want this? Yeah? Alright, tell him. Who's my buddy? Yeah, let's see. Let me get the camera up. Let's do it again. Who's my buddy? Who's my buddy? You're my buddy? Are you my buddy? Yeah, you're my buddy? Alright. There you go. Assuming you got to see that right there. He knows he's my buddy. All right, Timmy. Now you're gonna watch chew on that. Then you got this other one from last week. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do Eden Crafters again today. And don't worry, Jenny. I know you and others are gonna be waiting. Star Rupture inbound this week. Video starting for it this week. So yeah, you're gonna have that coming. Don't worry about it. It's on the way. I'm working on it. Let me go ahead and make sure I get this pulled up. If it will ever recognize. No, not picking up. Oh, there you go. For some reason, Eden Crafter is like really slow to recognize in OBS for some reason. I don't know why it's like that slow in OBS compared to every other game, but yeah, it's a little slow. No live streams. I'm gonna wait until I kind of get my footing on that game a bit, and then because like if I go to doing that live streams, then I have like, what do I do for videos right now? I don't exactly have that many more things I can do in Planet Crafter at the moment. As far as video content, and I don't get a lot of views on the live streams after they happen. I get views on videos, so kind of need to keep it more focused around the videos for right now. Oh, you're hoping for Eden Crafter. Okay. Well, you know, Star Rupture. We're gonna get Star Rupture going this week with videos. Eden Crafter, we are gonna do some more today. A lot of building today, I think. I'm getting kind of set in the right place. I want to do some major building with it today. In fact, let's go ahead and get rolling on it. And there we go. So I haven't done much in this since the last live stream. However, I did decide to expand my storage a bit. I also found out that there is something they are currently missing in the game, and I'm kind of surprised it's missing. Let me just say that, you know, it's something Satisfactory has, is something that Orebound has now, that they rapidly produced in the game after people asked for it, and that is vertical item elevators. There's currently, at least when I built this the other day, nothing unlocked for me to build vertically. And looking at some of the pictures on the Steam page, I didn't see anything there. I looked you know, Google search and didn't find any images where I showed a vertical item elevator. I don't think that's in the game right now, and I kind of wish it was, because definitely be easier to do this. So instead I had to do the original starting one, and I came out here and had that one reversed, then it came out there to this, and then this one loops up there and to the back of that, then around to the front of this. So I'm giving myself a lot of storage. You see those are just constantly going. So let's see where this one's at. Okay, that's filling up. And my point of this was I want to build a big platform. So I've expanded this pretty well out here so far, but you see it's really not that far out that I built. So I'm thinking I want to do like a large platform kind of in this area and have it be the main working area for this, since we get like block-based building in this. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And of course for that, for the blocks, cement, iron plate on that, but okay, you know, cement, 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 and then glass. So we get all that. That is why I need so much cement right now. And so that is, it's the same production amount, the same rate. It's just I built my storage up 6 times as much, so I can empty it, and then while we do other stuff, it can fill up again, and I'll just have plenty of cement. So yeah. Hey Felonious, good afternoon. Let's take all of it, and we're gonna go out here, and I've been trying to decide if I want to do like a outer edge in Satisfactory, because of the vertical item elevator aspect. I would be building like an underframe path where I could have all the like the items going along the conveyors underneath, and then having them feed up, basically like a underfloor undercarriage for the platform, and it just make it, you know, a little bit cleaner instead of having to dodge conveyor belts everywhere. And I'm still having problems with this, like randomly deciding it's gonna limit how far out it will go. And I'm kind of getting okay with the whole Minecraft style of you gotta kind of wedge yourself up right to the edge sort of thing, but it definitely does not work very well at a distance. So let me see where I'm at on the map. This is a good starting point. So right about here, maybe. Yeah, like that. And let's see how wide I can go it. Okay. Ah! Wait, what? Oh, okay. I have 210 out of the 322 I needed on it. Okay, so 210. Somebody math this very quickly. That's not enough. There we go. And 15 more. Ah! Did not mean to do that. But yeah, I'm hoping this will give me kind of a nice little walkway out to the platform, and I'll just build like a lower section that allows me to have basically the same thing, but an outer section so that it will allow for the conveyors there. I gotta pay attention to the splitter part too. I don't remember if I've unlocked a smart splitter yet. And there we go. I did play around at one point. I'm glad that if you close out, it basically saves right then, but you could create a backup. So I'm glad I created a backup, because I was playing around with the idea of the is it the warehouse? Yeah, the warehouse. I put that in place, and it basically, I was like, I'm gonna build it on top of this rock deposit, and it wiped the rock deposit and basically built a big straight edge up of grassy dirt and then flat out from there. So it basically changed the terrain, and not in the way I wanted it to. So it's kind of the reason why I'm going with this. Electronics blueprint or chemical one? Okay, no, I have not found those, so I can't help. I would tell you if I had found them, Jenny. I think that's the same width both ways, but let's just see. So yep, okay. Got one, two. Okay. You know what? I'm not even going to chance it with that. We'll just go. What? 15. Okay. That counted. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So both sides are even as long as I stick to this for right now. Man, you really burned through that. Cement stack pretty quickly. Like that. You don't even think about the fact, like, when you're doing one piece at a time, like Minecraft, it's like, oh yeah, I'm using up a lot of this product or this item, but here is kind of like, you know, you drag and drop and there, boom, there goes 80 pieces right there. So it makes it easier. It's not tedious, but it's kind of like you don't realize how quickly you burn through all your supplies. Okay, so that's going. We need to let that go for a little bit. And I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, I added the analysis radar. That was one thing I think we were up to last time for the next terraforming stage. So now I have radiation detected. So we got spots, we got clean radiation. Another kind of thing with Planet Crafter, you got radiation instead of toxic goo spots, but you know, all right. We've got to establish a research base in the hottest region, way over there. I am right in this area. So we got to go in there, and I'm pretty sure that's one place we flew over last time. So reinforced compartment with 5 data center units. So we'll just get that kind of built here. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna need to get steel alloy, insulation layer, and basalt concrete. Let's see. Okay, well, there's insulation layer, so gold ingots. I need a bunch of gold then. So, where do I have gold? There's a gold spot somewhere. There we go, large gold deposit. Way over there. That's sulfur. Okay, large gold deposit over there. I got the cobalt and copper and that stuff going. I guess maybe the gold deposit will be next. So I'm gonna need power over there. That is unfortunate. Stay away from the green fog. You've died twice. Okay, I will try to remember that myself. Do not sniff the green fog. Jenny says so. Sulfur. All right. Just had to share. Yep, there you go. Gotta make sure to show off. Okay, I know I've made those, so that's cobalt and iron beam. And I'll take that one. Okay, so since I don't lose resources when I deconstruct something, see, that's 22 to 90. That's 3 right there to produce. Oh, you know, part producer, I would assume it would give me the, let me see it over here. That is, yes, okay, so I can just do a part producer. I just need the 1. That will be enough. Iron rod and gears. I think I stopped. Well, no, I got some right there. And there. Try not to stockpile too much stuff right now. Uh-oh. Get some cement. Okay. Would like to be able to just force place it down where it's not actually going to do anything. And I'll need conveyor belt. Okay, so I need some more cement. 2 more gears and 2 circuit boards. Copper plate and silica. Do I not have? There we go. Copper plate and some silica. You know, I hadn't played this since the other day, so I'm kind of like trying to remember what was going on. It's kind of weird doing 2 similar games, you know, or multiple similar games. I mean, doing Planet Crafter to Eden Crafter, and then you got Star Rupture. I'm starting on. Oh, and I already had circuit board, so oh, I need gears. Okay. I'll do iron beam. And then, you know what? Just because I know that's more than enough. Okay. Basically, I'm just doing like I would with Easy Craft or something like that. I am putting in the stuff I need, and I'll just deconstruct it afterwards. All right. Oh. Get some more iron plate, because I need storage for all that. Okay. Oxygen, I also noticed that, and I didn't see or pay attention to an alert saying, hey, you can breathe. Now the atmosphere is clear. So I'm thinking that's part of the, I generate oxygen within an area, because that's a very quick oxygenated atmosphere. Oh yeah, look, you see my oxygen is slowly starting to tick away now. But when I'm around the grass, apparently it generates enough oxygen there I can breathe. Not sure how that works exactly, and that is way too far out there for me to huff it on foot. So we're gonna do a fly over. Okay, so I'm back. You see, it's very imperceptible, but it's slowly filling up my oxygen meter. So it's like you generate just enough to slowly fill it up, but not like you go inside and it just quickly fills up. So I am generating some oxygen now, just from having a little bit of grass. I mean, that's kind of an interesting aspect, that you got oxygen in the atmosphere around you, so you are able to breathe at the moment because of that. but it's not like it's just, you know, taking care of everything everywhere. That's kind of an interesting approach. And apparently landing here is a problem. Okay, I'm just gonna say if no, it shakes when you're landing, but when you actually land, it's not shaking. We're gonna just, for right now, I don't need 2. So I'm just gonna do it like this. And what I could do later is come here and build like a larger little setup that has production arranged for like your more gold-based items or just extra gold production. All right, so that's just gonna do that thing. That's gonna do that. Gonna start, yeah, we'll just stick with grid alignment. And yes, well, I brought some extra plates. There we go. And now, well, oh, I forgot to break down that. I broke down the production stuff. I didn't break down that. Okay, well, all right, good thing I flew out here. I can go back quickly. That's also another thing different with this game versus Planet Crafter is the power covers an area, but not the entire map. So I actually have to remember to take supplies to produce the power for a local setup. Okay. Should be more than enough coverage, but we'll just go ahead and try to line it up a good spot. All right, that's going. Two gold ore to produce 4 ingots. Well, that's gonna fill up quickly. Oh, what? Oh no. Okay, I thought it was going straight in. Okay, I messed up. Well, you know what? I'll come back. It's gonna fill up and can't do anything else. I thought it just gold ore straight in, but it's gold ingots. We gotta smelt it down first. Yeah, let's just see if I can do this. There we go. So much easier to land on that than that little pad. That's why I want to build this up. I want to build me something nicer, so I have better landing capabilities and such. All right, so we are going to do a forge. Again, need some cement. Church and then out to eat. All right, so where are you going out to eat tomorrow, Jenny? We always have to bring up food with you, so we're gonna have we gotta know what you're gonna eat for lunch tomorrow. You going someplace fancy? Some Captain D's, Long John Silver's. Get that fancy seafood. Okay, let's take this out. Take this out. Okay, before we go any further, okay, you are going to make gold bars. Okay, and then we'll do the part producer again right here. You're gonna make that. Okay, let's just go ahead and dump that in. There, because I don't need that in my inventory, so now that's gonna go. See, how much was it? I need 10 insulation layers. Honestly, I probably want to get 2 structures just so I have enough room. So I'll come back for that. My cattywampus ship. Imagine having even just a small ship. Oh. I dropped my wrist rest. I knocked it off the edge. Timmy, where'd it go? Alright, seriously, Timmy, where'd it go? Oh. Way behind me. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. Okay, he probably grab these because it'd be good to go ahead and make some more food. No, not that one. This one, food. It's weird, like crafting. You press and hold Shift when you click, and it does by 10, which is the same as like when you are grabbing resources, it's like it transfers the whole stack, but if you hold control when you click, it transfers everything of that type in your inventory. So that throws me off because I'm like, wait a second, you know, I'm trying to transfer like, you know, I want to just craft as many as possible when I control click on this, and I can't. There we go. Okay, some cement. So we got that going. Basalt concrete. I feel like I remember something with cobalt involved with that, though I could be wrong. What was it? There's a spot where I need see, I know what's going on up there, going up there. Let me see. I know I saw it somewhere for a craftable thing. Maybe it's is that the, no, that's the, or just refined cobalt. Those, okay. And that's just the output. That's okay. So where is that one? I'm trying to remember where my stuff is. I say, okay, I know one thing I can do. Let's go just to check, because I did go ahead after I noticed that the oxygen was not draining anymore. I decided I would go up here and place down some stuff. Make sure I got greenery going here. I can't remember if I did this last time. Maybe we did it at the very end of the last stream. Just to get some water purification going and greenery. And I do have oxygen here. I'm not losing oxygen, or at least I'm losing it so slowly that it's not affecting me, but it is a little hot over here. Okay, so it was obviously not this spot. I swear I had a combiner thing somewhere. All right. Something that merges two types together. I thought I had that on here. Thought I did that already. To show what kind of materials I needed. Let's see if this will land. Nope, it is not. Oh, because it was all funky, like, oh, I'm gonna wiggle, and then, okay, I'm just gonna sink through the floor and onto the ground. Okay, now charging assembling machine. Let's just get it built so I can see. I know there was somewhere. That's the analyzer there. Yeah, nothing there. Okay, so iron beams, got those. The rotors. Yeah, I've been trying to stockpile stuff. Grab that. And computer. Circuit board. Well, it's a good thing I got a bunch of circuit boards made. And those and those. Okay, let's just go ahead and make 5. I feel like I'm gonna need those for the data center, data storage thing, whatever I gotta do. Oh, and there I actually am going to need golding it, so I will, you know, I can let the insulation thing fill up, then I can do that. Okay. There's one thing I really liked with Planet Crafter is that the least, it was very congruent for having, like, stuff close together. As far as like, yo, oh, hey, I need iridium over here, where you're not doing like having to do a super complicated thing like it goes here and now you gotta use it for this. This is definitely getting into that Satisfactory style of thing where you start to get more and more complicated on it than what I typically prefer doing in games. You know, I have enough complication in life normally. Could limit how much I have to deal with in a game. Okay, so refiner, that's what I was thinking. Basalt concrete, I knew I seen that somewhere. I was like, oh yeah, it makes this. Rotor and 4 filters. So get, yeah. Well. 1 rotor. Look at that. I'm gonna take that over here. I don't have. Oh wait, there it is. Okay, 1 rubber, 4 filters. Oh, and I put my iron beams away. That is, yeah. I very much expect this is going to end up getting modded if it's not already, to add things like that. Or maybe, you know, they've got that as a feature you unlock later. Okay, so I got refiner. Wait a second, what? That's okay. I thought I did this. No water. So if I connect it to water, then it unlocks additional recipes. That's a trick. You gotta have it connected to water for all of the recipes to unlock. Is that a thing? That's kind of a weird thing for it to say, yeah, here's missing recipes. Because let's see, makes basalt concrete. Okay. So, where's the recipe for that? Refine. Yeah, it's not there. So, I am apparently needing water for that to show all the recipes. Or I haven't unlocked the basalt recipe, despite being that my next terraform thing is the basalt thing recipe. That is weird. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna do this. Can we do a water pump in the water way out here? Or could I guess maybe build it where that will sit? Iron plate and rotors. Where was that? There. This is why I kind of want to play with the warehouse thing a bit, because it's supposed to make it accessible for crafting. Which I guess means it automates the shipping. Not shipping part. Okay, that doesn't work. Great. Okay, I guess I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, I can get it out that far. So I'll just do it there. I would hope that it's really just a matter of the depth that the pipes go. So as long as you can build it, say on the platform, the pipes hang over into the water, it should work. If it doesn't, then there's a flaw there. That definitely should be something that you can do. Also, I'm not a fan of the limitations on which side something is on. Like, oh, here. This is one of the things that kind of put me off on Orebound, is certain things are arranged a certain way, so you're limited in using them that way. Satisfactory is a much more well-rounded, where you have a little bit more choice on how you put things together. And why is that still not showing? I've got water going to it, right? It's not saying, well, it's saying 74%. Okay, so we'll do 2 water thingies for it. Okay, now, at least the twisting does not cause a problem. Okay, wait, refined ores, yeah. Refined ores, that's recipe. Okay, so I am looking. There is no other thing here, and yet it says basalt concrete. Okay, so if I put that in, no. I am very much confused. I can make it, but I can't. So I'm assuming that means I still have to do something to unlock it. Maybe that means I've got to find some basalt in order to unlock basalt concrete. So I have to, I don't know. Fine. You know what? We're gonna fly over there and suffer some heat to figure this out. And it's telling me to go there and build there, so I would think that means I should be able to get the materials already to do that. Okay, let's start with these. Oh yeah, you see the cinder look of it. Osmium. Okay. Sulfur. Oh yeah, ow! It's like it's speeding up. Okay, so technically that's food. You know, your health is food, so technically I could just bring a bunch of food and just constantly eat here. This looks interesting. All right, yep. Copper. Ruby. All right. Sulfur. That's probably iron. Oh look, I landed. Without meaning to. Okay. Gold. Yep. Just AI chip. All right. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta pick up some random stuff. And, hope it unlocks something. So I gotta, I guess, find some basalt or something like that to give me the unlock for it. No, we'll just go down into the crater. Or desert. There's a desert. Oh, okay. Yeah, ship needs a good amount of work. Gold deposit. This is probably gonna be rock, but I want to look and see. Graphite rocks, okay. Yep. Large basalt deposit, okay, which means there's basalt up. Ooh. Almost didn't get that. Okay, well, I found a basalt deposit. I'm not finding any loose pieces anywhere. So I'm hoping that my drill will survive the environment. So I guess what I'm gonna do is grab the goodies to do a solar panel setup and I'll probably do the larger drill, just the advanced miner, just because for the amount of production speed and storage. I mean, at minimum, the solar panel, the cheap one, will produce enough for the drill. So if all I do is have it be my basalt mine for the moment, then I mean, technically, all I need is the mining rig and some storage and conveyors for it. And now that I am burning through that, I craft a bunch of food. So I got ruby, advanced miner 2 and 3. Okay, that's nice. Advanced miner 2 and 3, primarily found in cold regions. Well, I found it in the hot region, so you're off on that. Okay. Random. Where? Okay, so yep, that one, that one, that one. Don't care about the rock. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. Iron rod and gear. Just probably need to make some stuff. All right, got some rods, and we'll go ahead and just make 10 gear. Not like I can't make more of things. I'm trusting at some point I get this set up over there and I get better suit upgrades so that I can survive out in the hot area. And of course, again, I would love to be able to force build that, because I don't want to place it on a large deposit. Maybe I just want to take the supplies with me, you know? I've got the supplies. We'll just stick with that. Okay, so I got that, iron beam and cobalt thing. I'll just go ahead and make the 4. Okay, and cobalt. There. Okay, so that should be everything I need for that. Yep. And then that and that. Yeah, okay. Hopefully that should be all I need. We're gonna get this going at least, so I can do that. Yeah, the ship is nice touch, I will say. Considering the size of the map, I mean, this is definitely a much larger map than Planet Crafter. Because, I mean, if I was in Planet Crafter flying a ship like this, you know, just this little trip here, I'd cover most of the map in terms of range. You know, by this point, I'd be, if I came from the Highlands, I'd already be going through probably the spires, or even getting over there, depending on which way I want to fly, into the waterfalls. And then short distance ahead, around the corner to that last little bit. Yeah, this is a bigger map by a good amount. But the terraformation stuff is very randomized here in terms of how it's going to grow. It's not like Planet Crafter where we had stuff, you know, develop in a predefined approach in certain spots. Yeah, I'm not doing the forge, so I'm gonna do power. Oh, when you're in your inventory, my health doesn't change. My oxygen is draining, so I still have the factor that I'm losing oxygen, but the heat no longer affects me because I'm in my inventory and my build menu. That's a bug. That's not logical. That's a bug. I'm surprised that's in this, because that seems like it would be something that would be very much like we need to fix that pronto after this first hit early access. That's a cheating thing. Graphite rocks. Guess I should have brought that. No, I did find graphite, so all right, you know what? Here, let's see. 13. All right. Now you can see in the corner, it's still pushing stuff in. And so now, I'm assuming I'm not taking injury. I can't see it, but I'm in an inventory screen. And no, heat did not damage me. So you literally could just be like, I'm going to stand here, click to access the container, and it negates the health damage from the heat level. That is a major bug. That's a very significant bug for something that, I mean, it's been what, 2 years now, year at least in the early access. That's not fixed. That's not a good sign, in my opinion. That does not give a very favorable view of this game if that is how it is. Like, oh yeah, just click this and heat doesn't bother you anymore, which means probably cold doesn't bother me anymore. Well, obviously the oxygen drain still continues, so the mechanism's there. It's just they didn't put it in everywhere it's supposed to be. I'll look over here real quick. I'm not a big fan of the starting location. And since we can technically terraform, I was kind of thinking maybe instead of just doing a big platform, what if I build like a big base there and the platform over here becomes my production area? That I could level that off. Especially since there is apparently a vehicle for that explicit reason. That's something we could not do in Planet Crafter. You could not go and completely change the landscape, like by saying you want to flatten a certain area out. Because I would have definitely cleared some of those pillars out of the way for my bases at times. Okay, I got basalt. Let's see if there's a new recipe. There is, finally. Okay, and I don't even need water for it, so you wasted my time. Or I guess it's that's the input, but it technically needs water as part of the function. Because it needs power and needs, I guess, water to handle that. So, all right, fine. It needs water. Okay, so that gives me more than enough basalt concrete. I now need steel alloy. So I need to make steel. There's the AI chip. Assembling bench. Okay, so not workbench, assembling bench. You know what? Fine. We'll just see. Ruby ore, circuit board, and osmium ingot. Well, I've got osmium. I got ruby. No, that's here, osmium ore, yeah, okay. And a couple circuit boards. Let's just see. Let's try it. All right, I'm gonna make one. Which is fine. Let's see if this, because I made it, does it unlock something? No. Rock deposit scanner. Okay, that could be useful. Controller, microscope, and antenna. Oh, there's microscope. Antenna. I think I already made a couple of those. And then controller. Oh, that's cheap. Hey, a little joystick. That's all it is. It's a joystick. Guess I might do that. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so unknown building ruins. Interesting term for an upgrade. Okay, so sulfur ore, material analyzer. Okay, I need to build that then. All right. Well, let's work on that, I guess, so I can put some sulfur in there. Sensor array, antenna, and gold wire. Well, okay. I got gold production going. Gold wiring. These gold ingots, okay. Hopefully I have enough from this. And rubber. Finally have a use for rubber. Okay. So I'm gonna make two, but fine. Sensor array. I need a lot more. All right, we're going to go get some more gold. Or more, so gold ingots. I may just cut that off and let it do gold ingots the rest of the way. We'll see how it is right now. I mean, I could go build another mining thing over here just for gold ingots by itself, but yeah, controls are quite bad on the ship. Unless you do the precise control, and that is not enjoyable. Because it's not exactly very precise, in my opinion. Okay. Well, that's almost full, so... Guess, oh, do I have... I don't, I should bring some plates. What I can do is let that fill up, and then, well... Yes, I don't have to worry about doing... anything. I can build another storage on top. Yeah, that's precise control. And that's barely moving the mouse. I am not a fan. Yeah, I should have enough in there. I say, yep. Okay. So I was building another one of these with some additional, or have everything feed into it. Just the gold ingots, no more production. Yeah. Hang on, let me see. Can I invert those controls? Because that is just not good. Oh, there we go. Invert like it normally is done in games. Still not good. Yeah, probably gonna go the correct route. Correct direction, there we go. So now, take this out. We're gonna throw that there. To, oh, hey, what am I doing? Wrong thing. Wrong conveyor. Alright, I'm gonna get one more. Eight, that's perfect. Okay. Yes, from here to there. And it goes through that without a problem. That's, yeah. It's so goofy in some spots where it's like, no, it's gotta go a certain path for it to work, but then there it will go right through the middle of something. You know what? Let me just take all those. Ooh, and that's not good when you see the ground kind of just disappearing because you're flying a ship. Yeah, slower speed. The control sensitivity on that is okay. But it is way, way too sensitive on the controls. Mouse sensitivity, it's not a problem with that. I'm going to turn the controller sensitivity down more for what I remember to apply it. Nope, there it goes. Okay. We'll try it that way. I'm assuming that's probably just meaning more of like a game controller rather than the ship controller, but I'm going to give it a shot. See if maybe it helps. If not, then I'm not going to use precise controls on the ship very much. Okay, what does that need? Gold wiring. Should be, well, I'll run out of rubber, but that's okay. I can go get some more. Oh wait, no, not that one. This one right here. Okay, so this will use up all my gold, make gold wiring. That's enough for 3 antennas. And I apparently lost my pin of something. Was it that? Okay, so 2 sensor arrays. So I need 6 antennas. So I'm good on that. Okay. Well, I'm not. Iron rod and copper plate. Got those and those. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of those. Yes, there we go. And then I need sensor arrays for each microscope. Oh, the pain. Okay, so now 2 microscopes, so that's gonna be 4 sensor arrays and 2 computers. Oh, great, yeah. There, okay. Copper plate, silica. Yeah, got plenty of that. That's not a problem. Think that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I don't care. He says, whatever. Okay, so I'll need cable. Okay, to make, what was it, computer. All right, yes. 1 computer each, so I need 2. Perfect. So that's 2 computer, 4 rubber belt. Yes, rubber belts are not problem. This extra sensor arrays. So I'm gonna need more gold wiring. There we go. Just back to the gold spot again. If you're a big open area, the precise control works, because it at least lets you kind of go in, but I would be very careful trying to go around the ground at high speed. And no, that did not make a difference on the sensitivity. And then we get that weird glitching thing on the terrain. Like, honestly, for that precise control, I'd have to turn down the sensitivity on my mouse. And I'm at the next lowest sensitivity level right now. I'd have to do it even more, because it would definitely cause problems. There we go. That should make enough. This is the part that I'm starting to feel like Satisfactory, where early stage, there's some cases where you just go build like an outpost and you set it making materials based on the local resource. And then you just kind of go out there and pick up stuff on occasion. Like, hang on, I gotta go get some more of these items I had to fabricate. And you just go out there to grab what you need and then come back. I am just gonna go ahead and, you know, again, I got plenty of rubber stockpile, so The only thing about this part is that it slows it down. Like Plant Crafter used to be, you click and it'd close out and you have to click back in. They added control click so you could chain things and you could sit there and click to the point I could use my auto click rapid fire button to produce stuff very quickly. This, you can produce stuff quickly. You don't have to keep clicking, but it's definitely a time consuming thing. So definitely one of those things where you're gonna like, oh man, if I'm gonna produce a lot of this, I need to set up something for that. And that's kind of where I want to get to with the try it with the warehouse, because it's supposed to provide parts as being available, whatever's in storage. So I kind of like the idea of setting up a couple of warehouses and then just have it be like, okay, here comes the raw stuff for it. So as this is needed, make this, you know. I feel like that's going to end up getting complicated more than it should be. And again, I'm gonna run out of rubber. Okay, so that should be enough. Actually, be a little bit more than I need, but okay. So we got wiring. Should be the main thing I need for the sensor array. All right, so now I got the iron plate's not a problem. So antennas, iron rod, copper plating. Let's see how much copper. You know what? Let's go. I'll take the opportunity to go up here and grab some supplies. You know, I was just thinking about it. The fact is, I've got oxygen production here thanks to the grass, which is you see, okay, 20% oxygen locally, so it's breathable. Our response, I think, is at 3%. So if I was to just say, oh, let's go and just produce like I did in the southern area right over here, I'm just gonna go ahead and set it up for greenery and clean water. So I have water ready to use and I have greenery, which now translates to oxygen. I need water nearby just to do that. So that spot there, I basically would have to pipe water all the way in there into this, like from here all the way up here to make that work. So I'm hoping we get something better in the long run, because that's going to be frustrating having to worry about a super long pipe just to spread some nice trees and grass around, you know? Oh, I'm down on to almost no iron rods, too. Okay, so I need... I think I did too many, but that's fine. Nope, got it, perfect. Okay, so 2 of those. It gives me that. And well, no, there's 2 sensor arrays. Okay, so I did the what? The microscope. Did I forget about? Oh, okay, yeah, computer and a rubber belt. That's right. Okay, so where I put those, computer. Okay. And then there's some rubber belts. Okay. So I need to make... That's right, that's why I got there 2 sensor arrays for that. So I need 2 more sensor arrays. Okay. This will give me 2 microscopes. And there, sensor array. Okay, finally, to make a material analyzer, which, you know, is just gonna go right here, like that. And now, I need filters and sulfur ore. Seems like an odd order, but okay, whatever. You know, I'm gonna keep the plate. Sulfur ore. Fortunately, I have a bunch. So that's... Oh, so I don't insert it. I just do that. All right, filters. 10. Okay. All right, there. I think it's just enough sulfur for that. Or maybe I'm thinking the iron plates. Yep, just enough iron plates. And how's that? Yeah. So. Analyzing. Awesome. What? Oh, I gotta stay and wait. Can't just let it go. That could have been the whole, like, you're gonna put it in and now you gotta wait for it to analyze. That's, yeah, I feel like that could have been better. So now I got a new battery and high capacity tank. I just made some filters, so that's not a problem. Where's the battery? 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 No battery? Ooh, a steamroller! Let's see. That's obviously a vehicle. Right down here. Terraforming used to flatten or smooth the ground efficiently. So it's not leveling up. It's you gotta pick where you want it to go and it flattens it out. We're gonna have to do that one at some point today, I think. But right now, oxygen. I want oxygen boost. Because, you know, it was, you know, not a problem here. It is elsewhere. I assume the battery would be behind this, but maybe that's the advanced crafter or advanced bench. Assembling bench, sorry. Oh, no, this is the assembling bench. So where's the other thing? There's some advanced bench or something. Filter, iron plate, and sulfur ore. Okay, I need to make 2 tanks. Well, I've already got 1 tank. It was quartz for the other one. Copper plate and quartz. Okay, so we've done that. There's some quartz. I just need to make 1 because I already got 1. Yeah, so take that out. And now I can make the better one. Okay, so that is from this one plus 70 to plus 200. So we actually got almost triple for that because of the filter. The filter helped. quite a bit, apparently. All right. And now thinking about it, this is entirely full. So I'm going to start from this side, because that's going to start filling up quickly. And we'll go ahead and get some from here. And it's time to build. I haven't seen anything to indicate structural requirements as far as like foundational support. So I'm hoping the floating does not ultimately turn into disaster. Just gonna do this side for right now. Do this hole. Ah! Okay, does not do like Minecraft. Minecraft, you crouch, you can't fall off the edge. Apparently, they did not play Minecraft. The developers. I'm just going to, yeah. Let's see, as 7 times. There. Had to do a little math real quick. Let's see how that looks. That is not very big. Yeah, almost feel like I could have a warehouse just for that. The fortunate thing is, at least this is stuff that, you know, you can pick up. I mean, there's rocks all over the place, so it's not like it's hard to get more cement production going. It's just I don't need, once I get past a certain point, I feel like I'm not going to need that much cement production. Oh, that's good. Let's do out this way this time. I'm just gonna do, there we go, 12 more. Okay. No. Oh. Some weird controls in this. Or rather, the controls are just implemented weirdly. Haha, not quite. Still not much. I'm going to go through all 6 of these. I'm just going to focus on that side right now. And that's, yeah, I may have to, after I get some more stuff kind of adjusted and moved around, I may need to upgrade the rock to cement production. Just, oh, just go find me like, look, let's say 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5. I could probably just set up a whole bunch of them right there and just have that be my entire little spot for cement production. Okay, that's caught up on that side, so we'll go out 1 more. Okay, out before I did out by, there we go, 12. It's weird that it, in some cases, that's like you can't go out more than a certain number of steps out. God, these controls are just very inconsistent. I mean, this is a nice touch, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that I can just go and quickly dump, you know, a whole bunch of blocks down, especially considering you're building with blocks. This would be so time consuming in like a Minecraft style approach. But even with that in mind, it's still very tedious when the controls are goofy like this. I mean, this is 300 each time I'm doing, roughly, what, 400? 485. Okay, so we'll say from the little bit I started with, we might get to around, say, 500 each time. I mean, I've already, you know, this is going to be thousands of these little blocks just to build it out to a certain point. I think, oh, let's see, now, one time it would only go up to 12, then it was 14, or 8, then it was 14, now it's 16 again. That is, it's inconsistent on how far out you can target. Let's see, 16 blocks, so that should be 3 by 16. Aha! Yeah, I think I'm going to end up redoing that whole setup over there so I can have a lot of cement production going over to the side. Just so I can hurry up and expand this. That might be the first actual production layout I do on this platform, is just trying to do cement production over here. To make it quicker to expand the rest of this. Okay, I know I got enough. Yes! Look at that. 61 left. I'm gonna put that to use right here. Actually, I need to redo this as, like, I guess maybe the roadway. Yeah, take these up and replace them as, like, road. Or concrete. I could do that. Available in several shapes. How do I change the shape? Yeah, I didn't even think of looking. How do I change the shape on it? Nope. Nope. Do I not have the shapes unlocked? You know what, settings, let's see, change shape. Where's the change shape? I guess I'll turn this back up because I didn't actually do anything with that. Oh yeah, I gotta remember I've got a drone that I can use to help with building. Place blocks, left click, yeah, right, mouse rotates. Shift block? Maybe that's it? Alt? Okay. Now before I've been building it and it was going like, yeah, flat like that. And you see there, I'm getting this. I'm hitting Alt. It's not doing anything. let's just try yellow stripes. Nope. Okay. Or, oh, actually, I could just do it like that. Be like, okay, all along the edge instead of taking the whole thing out. Like that. Okay, it's not fantastic. It's not ideal, but it's still better than what I was getting. This way I could create kind of like this is the central road path. I feel like this is an optimal opportunity for it to be like, hey, let's do like some games and let you just kind of upgrade the block or swap the block out. You know, oh, you want to change it to this? Change it. Simple, quick and easy, done. I was kind of holding my breath for a second there, thinking like, this is where I'm going to take that block out and it's going to say that was the one block connected to the ground and immediately destroy everything. Just drop it all into the water. And I probably would cry. I'm just gonna get this side of things for the moment. Not worried about this other side just yet because I've already started expanding on this side. That means like now, well, fine. Let's do it that way. There. Actually, good test. It did not drop it off into the water. Okay, that's good to know. It's not going to break something because of physics. All right. Still have a lot of cement on hand at the moment, so let's scoot out just a little bit more. At some point, I will end up counting out how many spots I actually built out on this, so I can make the other side at least matching for this. I think that should be sufficient. So it puts me... Yes. Okay. Alright, so now from here... Oh, and I see... I accidentally put a block over here. At some point. Not sure when that happened, but I did it. So rock deposit, rock deposit. I kind of want to just see if I can build... If I have to, I might build like a platform out to see if I can fit these over it. I'm going to try to do... You know, I'm going to start with a new mining rig. New advanced miner to replace that one. It's just going to be feeding across. I'm actually Now gonna pay attention to production levels for once. I will say the flashlight's better in this game than Planet Crafter. It's actually a functional flashlight. Alright, you know, I'm just gonna, for the moment, since I've got so much, let's just do like that. Okay. Okay, so I wonder, maybe I can do it this way where it sits up here. Like that. No, but I can do it kind of like up. Okay. All right, so an advanced miner is gonna get ore, and then you know, I can do another one right there, so I'll leave this for a moment. And that produces 120 per minute. So let's math this up satisfactory style and actually calculate how fast it's producing versus how fast it can be consumed. So it's 120 per minute. Actually, does it show it? No. Yeah, no, it does not show the consumption rate or production rate. So Forge is producing 60 per minute, which is interesting because it's producing half as much, 60 per minute. I've only got this one, but that is full. It's producing 120 per minute. This is producing 60 cement per minute. So half the speed, but one cement takes 3 rock. How is that working? How is it that it's producing at half the speed, but it's consuming 3 times as much? I should be running low. Because that's 120 per minute of rock being produced to make 60 cement per minute, which is 3 rock per cement. Let me just go in here and double check myself on this. Cement. Yeah, 3 rock. That should equate to 120 per minute of rock produces 40. You know, 120 divided by 3 is 40 cement. So that means in 1 minute, the advanced miner should produce enough rock to make 40 cement, and the forge produces 60 per minute. All right, you know what? I want to just test this out. Oh, yeah, it might help if I didn't have cement already on hand. Make sure it's not a case of it's producing more than 1. Nope. Produces 1 cement, which is 3 rock. So 3 rock to produce that. So how is this full of input? It should be, I mean, okay, let me take these out. Just make sure that's not holding it up. Because this should be draining faster than what's coming in at the moment. Unless somehow 120 divided by 3 is no longer 40. This should be draining more rock than that. That is still producing perfectly. That's not mathing right. 60 per minute means it should be consuming 180 rock per minute off of something that's producing 120 per minute, which means I should technically have 2 forge, or 1 forge for 2 advanced miners, and then the forge would be not producing fast enough, there would be a rock overflow. But this should be a deficit. There shouldn't be enough. And yet it is keeping up with the production. That does not make sense. It does not. Oh, somebody explain to me how that makes sense, and I'm gonna have to make some more power. Fortunately, it covers all of that, but that does not make sense. Oh, there's a battery. Buffers electrical energy. So it's not a battery like in my pack or a tool. It's a buildable. It's a buffer, as it says there. That's okay. No, I'm not so worried about that. Yeah, it doesn't calculate right. I'm gonna give it a second, but that should be running low. It should be a case I need more rock production than that. That's not calculating right. Oh yeah, probably need to go upstairs this way. I'm assuming I don't need to get over there to that thing, so it doesn't. I'll interact with it, so that should be fine. Okay, I want to see this. It's not running down. It's producing more rock than it should. Okay, you know what? Let's just take it all out. It is producing more rock. Either that's not 120 per minute that's producing. I mean, it looks, if you count, I mean, it looks like it's doing 2 per second, which would be correct. But that is, then this is not consuming the correct amount. Let me just take this out and that out. It's producing 1 cement for 1 rock instead of 3 rock. Even though the recipe is 3, it's producing 1. So either there is something that says, hey, you know, produce more, you're efficient, and I'm going to look for that in a second, or they messed up and their math is not, they're like, oh, this is a 1-to-1 instead of a 3-to-1, which means technically, you know, if that's the case right now, I can take advantage of that, but that seems like I'm worried I'll do it and then it'll be, oh, we fixed this problem after a year or 2 and then it stops working right and I have to go redo everything. What was it there? Yeah, start mining, transform raw ore. Does not say anything about efficiency. So their math is wrong. That they messed up. It says producing 60 per minute, 3 rock to produce 1 cement, and in fact it's actually using 1 rock per cement. So if that produces 120 per minute and it's already filled up, I can do at least 2 forges with that. So yeah, there's a mistake in the game. And I have no circuit boards left. Okay, copper plate and silica. I'll have to go get some more of those soon. Okay. That was the splitter I was looking at. So, okay, so I'm going to need a splitter to split 1 to 2. So now I need some cement for the forge itself. Okay. There we go. Take plates. Take the plates. Not sure why the trash can needs multiple spots, because as soon as you put something in, it just destroys it. But there's no reason for it to have multiple inventory spots. It's just put something in, it's gone. If you're gonna have multiple inventory slots, then put something in, and you have until you close the inventory to get it back. That would make sense. There's more and more I'm finding in this that makes no sense why it's done a certain way. Other than, again, as we see here with the forge, they've clearly have made some sort of mistake, or they've left out some sort of information on why it's getting an efficiency boost. Okay, so that's going there. I'm gonna go ahead and get all the conveyor stuff done first before. Why can't I? They can't place it here. It works on that one, but not on that one. Did it flip the forge around the opposite direction again when I placed it down? Nope, I see the arrow. So this is going to work. That works, but the other one didn't. That's not making sense. Oh, actually, you know, I got supplies. I can go ahead and get this started. Oh, and you know, I didn't even think about it. I need a merger. I guess it don't really matter which one I use, but that's one circuit board. So I'm gonna get some more circuit boards. I already see it starting to pile up again there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a... do some trickery, I think, for this, but I think I can make it work. Or I can maybe have it where here's the easier to access storage spots. You know what? Let's see, what was it? There! Alright, we're gonna play with the drone for a minute. Oh, wait, I need the merger. So we're gonna have 2 conveyors. Let's put it like this. One here, one here. I'm just gonna have to do it the same basic way. actually, let me try it. All right, so that's going in. Let's see. Okay, so it goes that way. It comes out this way into here. That one goes. Yeah, I'll go in, and then it's gonna go up to that. Yes, in. Okay, so this one is gonna be the out. That way, in again. Yes. Well, because it placed kind of into the side of it. There we go. And yeah, something didn't line up right. Oh well. And okay, so that's gonna be the fun part, is getting that conveyor to work at the very end. So it goes in here. That goes here. That goes, like, that's gonna be the out. Why can I not place that there? Okay, that's lined up, that's lined up, that's lined up. That didn't line up. The bottom ones right here did not line up. No, that did not line up either, but okay, so that works now. Okay, that's gonna go up there. That's gonna go over here, and that, the point is to make it go basically to here. Oh yeah, that totally logically works, and yet we can't just do it in a better way and have it work, and we can't do it where we have a vertical lift. That's, yeah, there's a problem. There are some surprising issues with this, considering the age of the game at this point. What was it? Coal. Wood harvested from trees. I'm not harvesting wood yet. So I can make coal, I guess, for, you know, coal burning plant to pollute the atmosphere rather than keeping it clean. All right, there goes rock, which is 120 per minute, split between these two to 60 per minute, to 1-to-1. If they fix their bad math, then this won't work as well. But at that point, I'll take this out and I'll put like an extra one here and have it go in, you know, like that. I'll just do different mergers or something like that. I got room on that rock spot to do that. So that should go in, come out, come in, come. It should basically all work down to here, making it easy to get to the last one and grab it. And one thing I do not like about these is also you cannot deconstruct them. Or you can't shut them off. You can't say power it off and just let this run with what it's got already. So that will run, finishing off the last of that. And there we go. All right, I'm going to dump what I have. I'm gonna start taking conveyor goodies, or yeah, start clearing it out. That's done. That's gonna produce all my cement for building. We're just gonna build a little bit further out this way. Now, it does give me plenty of room, but I think what I'll end up doing is keeping this going right now while I expand the platform out. And I'll just build on the other side for a little bit. Warning, high temperatures. I hear it clicking again. I'll just do it like this. Oh, yep, there we go. I was wondering when it was going to actually start hurting me. Okay. 30 times 15 is 450. That's not going to work. Yeah. There we go. Sometimes I can do some quick math. Just trying to go out by 2 is a pain. Like, it's easier just do it that way. I'll get this one extension finished over here, and then I'm going to start building out that way. Get it counted up. Oh. Yeah. I'm going to try the drone on that. That is painful. Trying to build like that. I'll assume that's what the Alt key function is supposed to do. Let you alternate the axis that it's building on, but it doesn't work. Alright, I'll try it this way. Alt does not work. Woo, there we go. Yeah, it's not perfect, but that is at least helpful. For this, I would say, yeah, stick with the drone. That's way easier to build with than doing it on foot. But other cases, it's much easier just build on foot. Okay, that's empty. That's empty. That's empty. Good. That's empty. So just a little bit more. And we're done. You know what? I just realized I know an easy way to help me count this out and make sure it is simple. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 10. I'll count that as the stopping spot in the end. There we go. All right, so how far out is that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65 blocks out. Times whatever that is. Yeah. From the edge here, so... Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Not even close. Oh, come on. I did not rotate that way. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's 40. Really, I should be able to go out by... Well, I can get it to go... Okay, it really needs to be a case you choose the orientation. Like when I place that and I start dragging, if it is set at that orientation when I place it, it doesn't change. It locks that rotation, that orientation, and then when I start, you know, dragging, it stays in that. If I want to change rotation or orientation, the way I'm building out, like that axis versus that axis, I should have a button for that. The button should work. Now if I counted right, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. There we go. I have the outer range, and it looks like this is as far as I can go from my person, which is perfect. You know what? Fine, I'll just do it this way. Jenny Felonius, you got quiet. You've been quiet. And I notice we don't have Jason showing up yet. He might be snowed in still. You have a headache today? I'm sorry. Eat your, what was it you said? Dumplings? Okay, so that's... That entire cement setup is empty now. Completely ready to be torn out. And look at that. Yep, the illogical conveyor did not work. No surprise there, but it somehow let me build it as though it was going to work. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I love how when I turn it a certain, like, amount, it says, oh, you're going to go this way, right? No, I'm not. And of course, I'm short of supplies for that. But that is going. least. Yes, audience of lurkers. That happens at times. We've had times where I've looked over and seen we got a lot of people, but only like 3 or 4 people actually chatting. It happens. Some people just want to watch. I get it. You know. Oh, yeah. Let me dump some of this stuff because I don't need that much. I just really need a few. Yeah, 1 stack. Good. And it's actually going to work now. Okay, let's see. These are slow. So it's not, they're not getting enough production from this. That is literally maxed out. The conveyors are part of the problem, it seems. So I need better conveyors because the conveyors are slow. That's okay. So the conveyors are not taking enough of this out quickly enough. So even with the splitter, it doesn't matter. It's not moving fast enough. But it's still a case of this is producing 1 cement per 1 rock, which is not the correct calculation. Yeah, I need better conveyors, and I'm assuming now that means we're going to see more advanced conveyors, which means this is more and more looking like a satisfactory knockoff on that part. Level 7s and died to a crabby vermin. How do you kill the huge crabbies? Hit them with the shampoo. You know, they make special shampoo for that, Jenny. You know, if you're having problems with crabs, just grab you some of that special shampoo. Inventory full of that, and I barely can even build. Yep. I mean, you know, all you said was you got some big crabs you got to deal with. I mean, you didn't say the crabs in Star Rupture, you know. It's just, you know, you got big crabs. You need help taking care of them. Now, if you scratch at those crabs too much, you might rupture something. So, hey, you know, it can go either way. I'm just pointing out the obvious, you know, based on the conversational element that's happening. Actually, there's if you ever seen the show Aqua Teen Hunger Force, from Adult Swim, there's an episode where Frylock comes up with a shrinking ray in order to shrink. Oh wait, no, it was a growth ray. He's something that would make things larger, so you could like Oh no, I feel like it maybe went both directions. It was shrinking and enlarging, because he had something where he made a big computer chip. It made it easier to build a large computer chip. It was like, you know, super big. He shrunk it down to a normal size computer chip. And then it was also determined you could use it to make things bigger. And so at the end of the episode, Carl, the neighbor, decides to enhance himself. And of course, the character Meat was like, what? Is he learning another language? Like, you know, like, doesn't get the whole enhancing himself part. But yeah, he goes in there and enlarges a certain anatomy part. And he's being Carl about it. You know, hey, call the neighbors. I want to see this. And doing that. And then crabs pop out of his sweatpants. Like big, you know, dog-sized crabs. And it's like, hey, look, crabs. They're harmless. They get near you. Just hit them with the shampoo. And then it cuts. Yeah, that's what I thought of. It's not really anime. If it's not like Japanese anime, it's literally like a cartoon. It's as much anime as like Beavis and Butthead was anime, you know. It's literally was just a cartoon. And it was made by a group in Atlanta. I remember that because they were like early days of Boost Mobile. And I had not even heard of Boost Mobile anywhere else. They did a joke ad for it, like where they were promoting it in an episode. And I just heard Boost Mobile. That sounds like it's they're just making it up. And then it turns out, nope, there's actually a Boost Mobile. We'll get this last pit here. And now this is going to be completely fixed. I got my liner. Goes all the way. I got some 21. Well, I can use a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Why am I? Okay, there. Now it does it. 10 and 10 and 1 to toss over here. Well, that. Okay, that's done. I just gotta get that done all the way over to here. Yeah. All the way matching to here, and then that will give me that. And that's all I've got right now just for cement production. This is going to take a lot of cement to build this out big enough. This is something I'm now thinking back to, like Orebound, about how big some of the platforms were, and I was like, I wish you could have a smaller version of this foundation or whatever. You could do that. Now I'm like, yeah, I got a smaller the foundation, you know, I got a smaller option, and I wish I had bigger ones because I'm just burning through so much with that. Okay, well, that's cleared out. Let's see what I can do. You know what? Let's do the warehouse. I can do a warehouse over there. Actually, the cement I can get over there, so we'll just grab 60 iron plate. I think the copper ingot was, or copper plate was for the cable, but I've got cable. And glass panes. There we go. Oh, wait, I did too many glass panes. I need that. I love how we don't have a sorting thing on the shelf. Oh, I only need that. I only need 20 cable. Yeah, okay. And then 40 cement. I'm not even gonna have anything feeding into it yet. I'm just gonna have it over here so we can dump stuff into it. And I can use that for testing a little bit. Big warehouse. We'll just, you know what? Yeah. You have to have the drone in this game for building, because that is just way too big to try and place otherwise. And I can't walk up the stairs directly. I'm getting stuck on the, apparently this little middle seam looking thing right there. And then there's nothing for me to do, but there's, okay, so you've got 5 inputs and each input has its own storage capacity. Well, that's helpful as opposed to trying to balance it out yourself. And when you build something, there's the items to be taken from those stored in a warehouse first. So 5 items to choose from. Well, let's see. I've got 2 iron, 2 copper, and the silicon stuff over there already. Let's just take these and these, and I'm gonna go and dump these in first. I want to see if I can how it works if I try to manually do it, and if it doesn't work, then I'll build some inputs. This is also where we have right next to it, or right here by is warehouse tier 2. Okay. Is that actually the warehouse? Because I don't see the input. So this, okay, it doesn't actually show input. So I built it, now I can upgrade it. Wait, okay. Increases the maximum size of a stack in your inventory and other containers. So it upgrades your inventory too. How's that supposed to work? No. I want you to go there. Okay, so it's still whatever conveyor comes in. It just doesn't cross. You don't cross the streams. Nope. Okay, so it acts like a regular inventory as you dump stuff in manually. But the conveyors give it a kind of limitation on that. That's weird. But, you see I've got 60 plate in there. So let's see, does it show a range on it? I'll keep moving this. I feel like I want to have the cement going in. Like the whole thing by itself being cement. Okay, it's still giving me iron plate, so you know, I'm gonna go get some basalt. That's a good extreme test. We'll see if I get, I go over there and it's like, hey, you've got access to all of this stuff way over here, when there is no like power shows the distance. That doesn't show a distance. We're gonna see if it's a planet-wide, map-wide distribution, or if there is a limit. I've still got access to iron plates out here. Look at that. And iron rods. So I am all the way over here and I've got access to those items. That is interesting. So it's really big, but apparently it covers at least a pretty large area, considering I was here and then I was here. And in that distance from here to here, I still had access to all my stuff in the warehouse. And that might be the way they are approaching it to overcome the distance of certain things. Make sure you have enough power in one spot. You build a remote base instead of having to worry about shipping stuff back so much. You have it go into a warehouse and now you have access to it. The weird thing for me on that is they built trains. You have an option for trains in the game. Apparently I went so high that I had to stop moving almost. Yeah, there's trains in this game. So what's the point of the trains for shipping stuff? Because there's train cars. It's not like here's a multiple car train to take you, but you're shipping materials. Why do you need to do that if you are literally making stuff available wherever? That seems a little off to me. I think I want to test one other thing here. So we got to test one more thing. We got to see how it responds with an actual conveyor feed. Okay. Of course, it didn't line up. All right, I'm going to put in that, and then I'm going to dump these, because if I do this, it dumps it up there, and I don't want that. I want this like that. So it's got all that basalt going in. I want to see what happens when it fills up. Does it fill up the other slots, or does it actually lock it? It locks it. Good. So at least that logical function is there. Now I want to see what happens over here, because while I've got some in my inventory, it's not feeding in here, so I can't take the basalt out. All right, so raw materials you can make available as long as it's something you can produce, but like here, to make the basalt concrete, I can't just sit there and say, hey, I need inventory from over there. Let me grab that inventory. It works for building, but not for the crafting, except, well, I didn't even try this yet. Let me look and see. I'm assuming this will work for crafting. Yep, it works for crafting like that. But for anything that requires like this, it doesn't work. I still got to have that. So it's not like I can sit there and say, hey, universal storage, give me this. But it's not like the data storage solutions on FCS mods for Subnautica, where I could go to an interface right now and say, give me this, give me 8 stacks of this, and I throw it in to a local storage for it to do its thing. So yeah, that's interesting. And of course it does go right there like it's supposed to. This is, there's some stuff that makes sense and just a lot of it doesn't. Either makes sense or doesn't work the way it honestly should be working. And since I did just deconstruct that, I have the supplies I need. Of course, I also have them, you know, available because of universal access. That's kind of a nice touch. I would say certain things you do want to have go in a warehouse, so that you can say like, oh, I got this available wherever. But you're still going to have some stuff that you transport in some way. Okay, basalt concrete. I get like fancier concrete? Nope. I'll put it there. This really is not a survival game. Food, you don't have to produce water. You just produce food and you worry about oxygen. And food is super easy right off the bat. I mean, it's not even like worrying about finding seed packets, getting a couple things going, and eating just as much as you're producing. Yes, you produce very readily. That's like the one right there, and I'm still producing more than I need in terms of food. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do the tier 2. So, 80 concrete, basalt concrete. No, that'll be that. 30 circuit boards. That's gonna take a bit. Yeah, there goes that. Okay. Copper plate and silica. So I need to go grab supplies. Like, yeah, there's silica. I don't even remember how much I need, but I'm gonna get that. I don't have big storage output over here. I mean, that's kind of... I mean, I guess maybe if we get an upgraded option where we can go and have, like, here's a shipping interface panel, something like that. You can say, I need, you know, you start clicking, you get stacks of a certain item, kind of like the data storage solutions for the FCS mods. Then I could see, like, yeah, just setting up a literal warehouse at every production site. And you could literally just have it be like, here, I'm just going to go ahead and grab an inventory full of this, and I'm going to dump it into another storage that's going to go through the production cycle into this warehouse, so I get more resources available. Otherwise, yeah, you still need to kind of go set up stuff on site for certain things. Like, the basalt is way over there, way away from water. I'd have to do a really long pipe setup. Might be worth it in the end. But, you know, like, the circuit board and the silica, or the circuit board, the silica and the plates. I have 2 spots. If I find a copper and a silicon or quartz spot side by side, I could easily do that and then have it ship off, or not ship, go into a warehouse, which ultimately means I basically just walk off somewhere and, you know, oh, I need this. Well, I've got 60, that's what it is, 6 stacks and the tier 1 on each row. So I've got 60, you know, or was it? No, it was 60, yeah, because, or was it? Yeah, no, it was 60, and I feel like that's it. I was just thinking about it. My stack size here is 20. So based on that, I should have had 120 in the warehouse, but I only got, I think 60 is what it was showing for each item. That, oh no, that's right. Sorry, I put 60 in on each item. Yeah, it was 20 because the basalt was 20. Honestly, that one thing I could do with that warehouse right now is load it up with nothing but cement. I could turn that into my cement stop and then just go wherever and put stuff in. I could take out all those other, well, no, because I'm still going to be, all those containers provide more storage in that warehouse. May see once I get the tier 2 warehouse done what it does. Okay, I need glass panes of 90. How many I got? 44. Well, you'll dump those in. So I need 60 glass panes. Perfect. Easy. There's some interesting twist with this. I mean, I'm getting into the flow of it now that I'm seeing some of this. Go to an area, if you can, set up the fertilizer thing, create fertilizer, you know, get grass and trees going in the area so you have oxygen. You don't have to worry about running out of O2 while you're working. And then make sure you got enough power to get the to power a warehouse and your production there, and basically just set up your production for whatever items you need from that you can make in that spot based on the materials around you. Have 5 items going into the warehouse ultimately, and then you have them available wherever you go. Even if it means coming to one of these to craft. Okay, and I need iron beams. 60 iron beams, so I need a lot more. And that's based on what I've got in that storage right now. I'm gonna take these and we'll dump them in. That was one thing. You look at some of the promo pictures for the game and you see these tall buildings. You're like, is that like a prefab that you can build and use as a base, or is that something design wise that they did? It's a prefab, but it's a prefab that is a functional, you don't go inside type of prefab. Like, I'm not looking in there, I'm just building the warehouse. So it's a much larger warehouse, but you know, hey. Okay, so yeah, normal stack size, 9 stacks material. The tier 2 says it increases your stack size. We're gonna see about that. After I get all this done, I'm about to go make me a second one if it works out the way I'm hoping it does. Okay. Let's see how much I got. 180. It's almost 40 beams, so I still need a good bit more of the iron rods. I've got almost enough on the plates. It's the rods that are a little lacking. Oh, I'm actually using up too much from over here now. Okay, you know, I'll go dump these. That's making me think, based on this design, there are some very tall buildings in some of the promo pictures. I wonder if those are like the ultra warehouses. Because that would be pretty interesting, have like this super tall building and it's like, oh, it holds this many conveyor belts and this many of each item per conveyor belt. You have these skyscraper storage buildings that ensure you have more than enough storage readily available to craft things. You're still crafting things. Alright, so we'll get a third of them done. Timmy will say hi. Yeah, Timmy, want to say hi? Timmy, yeah. What's up? Now you can properly read the shirt. I'm wearing nothing under the shirt. And you know what? We'll do 10 more iron beams. I got enough. Timmy, you don't want to say hi? He's tired. He had a rough night because of storms. He didn't sleep as well as he needed to. But same here. I didn't sleep as well as I needed to because of him. Oh, what am I doing? I need to go collect more supplies before I go dump them in. And almost thinking about it. Yeah, I want to see what happens when I get the tier 2 warehouse built. But thinking about it, it'd almost be a point of like, what if I, over here, set up where, yeah, I do need to have some stuff shipped in, or, I end up having like the train feed over here to drop stuff off. So it's, delivery to here and I can use it, but maybe I just set up a warehouse that I do nothing but put the supplies in specifically for building more warehouses. So it's like, oh look, I can go and build another nice warehouse over here. So maybe even just building out part of this, I could have a deployment area that I just do warehouses for nothing other than supplies needed for materials that I will need when I go into a new area. Like, oh, hey, gotta go build a base. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do a reinforced structure just because of the extreme conditions. And I'm gonna go ahead and do, say, the like one that's just gonna have the stuff for the extractors, one for power, an area, so I could go in there, literally be like, boom, I'm building this for power, and boom, I'm building this to produce the mining excavators, the drills. Have one just for the fancy conveyors, because obviously we gotta get faster conveyors because those are too slow. And so it's like, oh, here, I have all these materials here, I just go and build some conveyors. It's like easy craft for Subnautica, craft from containers, and Planet Crafter setup. You just have to put it in a container that is then somewhere on the planet. All right, here we go. We're gonna do a tier 2 over here, and because I don't know how it's going to affect it, if it's an add-on or a complete standalone. Well, it's a standalone. I see 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. Can I take this stuff out? Kind of. I can do this just to get it out of the way. There we go. All right, so stack size in my inventory and other containers is 20. How do I... There. Okay. Target the corner. Not the front of it, just the corner of it. Oh, okay. I didn't think about what I would have in my inventory afterwards. Okay, so now... Oh! I didn't even see that. See, that's what I was talking about. See, it added its own terrain to the back because I built too far back. And I don't like that. Oh, this has got input and output. So yeah, there's a in and out part of it. Is that actually a construction crane, or is that part of the building? Eventually we'll get there. Eventually we'll get there. There it goes. Okay. So it is a construction specific crane. I'm not sure what the 8 is. I thought it said it would increase my storage. Increases by 10 the maximum stack size of elements in your inventory and other containers up to 50. Do I have to build another one for it to work? Does it require 2 of them? Because this looks like it's the same thing. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 rows of 9. It's the same amount of storage, except it's also got output. So you could have something that is coming in and going out. So you could have it like, oh yeah, there's an overflow on this because it's being used to produce something else. So you also have this, but it's not increasing my stat. Oh, there it goes. Okay, that's interesting. All right, now I remember. The game does not combine stacks unless they combine perfectly. If I had a stack of 15 and 15, it would have combined them into the same stack when I put them in. But by having 20 and 20, instead of creating a 30 and 10, it just puts 220 stacks in there because the game, you know, a basic function that's in so many games in terms of inventory does not work in this game. So, yeah, I have to go and do this. Yeah, something that is basic in so many games does not work in this game. Actually, let's see. See, it works there. As long as the stack matches perfectly, it's fine. Yeah. So I got to maintain at least that one somewhere for it to work. I'm assuming if I remove it completely without having a tier 3 warehouse, then it will break my inventory stacking. You know what, let's just do it like this. Let's sort. Oh, sort does both of them, not just the one you're clicking on. That's weird. I never tried it. That is odd. Oh, and you know, I just realized if that's affecting my inventory and every inventory up to 50, it says. So if I add assuming this is the best one right now, or possibly period, tier 2 warehouse, I add another tier 2 warehouse somewhere else, my stack size goes up to 40. That should be affecting these, which is why all this should be like, yeah, that's up to 30 now. And so that is now, so just building a second one, like over here, will cause the stacks on these to increase, which means they'll start putting more in there. How nice. And now I'm gonna, ooh, you know what? Let's just do this. Boop. Saves me from having to go back a bunch of times. Look at that. Boop. Okay. All right. Except for it's not full because that, you know what? Sort. It doesn't sort this one. Why? Oh man. Oh, there are some really stupid bugs and goofs in this game. Really stupid goofs in this game right now. This does not play like a 2-year. I want to say, let me double check on that. I want to say it's been 2 years roughly since I played it. Or October 16th of 2024 is when it hit early access. So I played the demo, I think, right before early access dropped. So it's been a year and a half. This does not play like a year and a half in development. And the fact that they have expanded to 5 planets, Dev, you're skipping the basics. You know, you've got so many fundamental things that are wrong in this, and you're focusing on, hey, let's add more planets to this, more play areas, because that is what we need to keep this game going. You need to fix the fundamentals, and there's a lot of fundamentals that are not done right in this. But yeah, putting all those into a single warehouse and making it available, that is kind of nice. That does help with building a bit. Oh yeah, look at that. I might have to build another warehouse just for the concrete to flow into. Is that my... Nope, not in my inventory. So inventory on your person goes first, as it should. And then that. That made it so much quicker to build that section right there. I mean, if I get some other warehouses going elsewhere, I might convert that one into just cement warehouse. I could even build another one right behind it so that it is the cement warehouses. But yeah, that's pretty useful, having that wide of an area. You can have access to everything. Always nice with the like Subnautica, the easy craft. If you're in range, it lets you craft automatically from what you have in inventory. And then if you are plant crafter, the easy craft or craft from container, sorry, on Planet Crafter, if it's in a container in your base, you can craft from it. You know, just like basically the same functionality as in Auto Crafter, except is range to inside your base, or well, in range of view, basically. I mean, that's yeah, useful. Now, if that could be like there's an export thing for it to pull into something else, that'd be great. Conveyor V2. Okay, so graphene. I know where there's some graphene. Okay, so that's 4 gears. It just says graphene going into this. So graphene and coal. Oh, I could do coal, but I haven't even tried to harvest a tree yet. Let's chop a tree down. Acacia too. Okay, acacia. All right. You know what? Just as an experiment, 20% oxygen locally. Did not drop it, so that's good. I was kind of thinking it might drop it a little, like, you know, 2% or something. So much per tree. I have a thing where somewhere I had a thing to make coal. Oh. Nope. Where was it? I know I had a thing for making coal. Somewhere. Something. I clicked it and it's like, you can turn this into coal. Okay, so I got wood, but no coal. No, I can't find that spot for coal production. I'll just go get the graphene. It's fine. I'll do it anyway. Oh, a tree. Beach. I can plant it, I guess? I can. So you get to harvest the tree, and now you can go place it. That's kind of a nice addition. It's like, yeah, destroy the trees that automatically form. And then you could go and replant them and just wait for them to grow. So you can create your own custom garden landscape. Okay, again, there's some really good parts of this. Like, really good thought process in certain things. And then some other stuff that's like, why is this even done this way at all? Like, some stuff just makes absolutely no sense. Okay. Got that. And I'm assuming I don't have to process it just for that. So we'll do conveyor into that. So literally I need 4 cement. You know, it's just quicker for me to do this. And I know it's gonna do 3 to 1 for me, so there. All right, we're gonna go get some graphene. Fly through the tree like it's not even there. I want to get the flattener. I want to get that and go to like one of those spots where it's already kind of level, and then just go and flatten it out. The steamroller, that's it. I want to take that and just go to one of these spots and just kind of steamroll it all and build me a nice new little base up there that's like my main base. It's my nice little area, plant some nice trees, customize the landscape. Gives me a place to take a break, get away from things. Now I want to say it was this one right next to it, but I could be wrong on that. Graphite rocks. Okay, so I'll put you there. Should have enough power. Graphene. There we go. I'm immune to heat damage while I look at inventory. And I don't even remember how much I had to get. I figure 2 stacks of 30 should be enough to cover for how much I think it was 30 versus like I would say 60 coal from it. Like 30 graphite to 60 coal if I did it the other way, or graphene. Like how it mentioned specifically cannot be detected by radar. Are we concerned in this game with being detected by radar? Is there a reason we don't want to be detected by radar at some point? Notice the ship. I'm assuming it's meant to give the effect of like air, and it's not perfectly stable. See where it's like it shifts a little bit, but it seems what it's doing is it goes a little bit and then wiggles, and then goes back, rocks back the other way and wiggles, and then rocks back this way and wiggles. So it's like it goes a little bit, wiggles, then goes back the other direction, wiggles, just to kind of give that feeling that it's not you know, just flying along perfectly smooth. And I really overshot. Well, that's okay. I want to look at this now. Oh, I hit it. I am very, very slightly moving my mouse to control this. Okay, it's charging a little bit. All right, what was it? Oops, 30. Okay. Oh wait, that's right. I just okay. Yeah. That's right. Something you don't toss in. You just click and wait. Okay, conveyor 2. What do I got next? Gold ore and gold ingot. So not ore. Before it was left and right, one or the other. Now it's both. So I need gold ore and gold ingot. That should actually be pretty simple. And cooling module. Is that to help me with like temperature stuff? Or is that an add-on? Oh, I'm looking for it. Oh, and I got a rover. Fast vehicle, large capacity, and then steamroller. I mean, honestly, I guess the rover is good. If you're doing multiplayer, you don't want to worry about the ship sharing it. Oh, and I never did a monitoring screen. I can do that. But where's the air conditioning? I don't see the air conditioning. Carbon refiner refines carbon and graphite into advanced carbon-based materials. Water usage 200 liters per second. Double the refiner. Jeesh. Let me I think it's 70 per the water pump as I've been getting. It says 100, but I think the spots I've been getting have only been getting 70 because I've been putting in and it was only 70 I was getting. That might be to do with the quality of the water, the toxicity aspect of the water. I don't see a air conditioner though. Maybe that's a crafting thing. Carbon fiber. Well, okay, 120 resource per minute, so that's something I'm definitely gonna want a lot of. So carbon fiber. So graphene, carbon fiber. I'm assuming, yeah. I'll go ahead and get one of eight. Well, total in network 990, and I'm using 179. Oh yeah, that's right. I put a bunch of them up here, but I'm gonna have to move that to cover this area. Yeah, I wonder what's the next warehouse one is. So the gold ore, alloy forge, bulldozer, raise or lower the ground level. So you got the steamroller to flatten and the bulldozer to raise or lower. Why could they not just be one vehicle? Oh, a vehicle hanger. Okay, so it's good. And then charging. Okay. Phosphorus I haven't found, but makes fertilizer, and a catalytic converter. So you gotta have that. And then I just gotta build a carbon refiner. Doesn't say I have to actually do it. Advanced filters, carbon nanotube, reinforced frame, and a large window. Let's get the gold. 60 ore, 60 ingot. which inventory has increased in size, so it should have everything I need at my gold spot over here. There we go. I probably should grab the gold from here first, but there we go. All right, 60 and 60. Okay, so it's when I do the precise control in the ship first taking off, it's showing that weird ground thing, almost like it's counting it as I'm clicking and dragging a selection over that ground. That's definitely an oversight. All right, we'll do the gold ore. Alloy forge, and now we've got osmium ore, 100 osmium ore and 100 osmium ingot. 2 osmium ore, and I know I had some. Yeah, I got some. Well, no, I made all of it into that. Okay, so far I've been finding just osmium on the ground. Okay, Jenny. Yeah, we're not gonna be going too much longer. It's normal stopping time anyway, so I'm gonna wrap it up soon, because I got stuff I need to do around home. But yeah, we'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Large osmium deposit. I still gotta do the research base. Okay, and then I'll get that stuff. Okay, probably could go find the osmium deposit just by looking, but you know, we'll stick with the fact that I am not going to worry about that. We're just gonna do it this way. Okay. Oh, air conditioner. Where's the air conditioner? It's in the cooling module. Okay, so it's not an air conditioner. It's for, well, protects against extreme heat by regulating body temperature. Okay, rotor and advanced filters. The advanced filters are not here. I've got rotors, but not the advanced filters. I'm assuming that means nope. That's this thing, the carbon refiner. Oh, an alloy forge. Combines metal, other materials, create advanced alloys and composite parts. 300 water per second. I've got to figure out if I can build a stupid water thing off of a platform piece. And I need some rotors. So cable and rubber belt. Rubber belt. I need some rubber. I think that should be enough to max it out. Yeah, 15 each. So that'll give me 45 rubber belts. I still have yet to make this thing. Or one of those. Yeah, it's kind of weird on the food. I skipped from, let's say, I think I was just like, what, the organics, or maybe that container. I had some, that's it. I had some of these. I was making these, and then immediately unlocked the food pot and the food bots together. And I don't get it. This is less organic, but it uses a quartz. This is more organic, but it doesn't require anything. And it's more health. And it's so easy to produce organics. So I don't get that. That seems like it was unlocked at the in a wrong combination there. Okay, so I got rotors. That's right. Rotors was for this. So I'll do 30. What was it? Now the cable, 30 cable. That way, instead of me getting tied up doing it, I want to have this do it. Great. So that'll go. It's gonna give me a bunch of rotors because I need that. Iron beam, basalt concrete already got. Filter. What was it? The filters need iron plate and 200. Yeah, sulfur ore. There we go. Let's just go ahead. Well, how many do I need? 6. So. Okay. All right, that sits. The rotor's going. I'll do some that. So I'll just go ahead and do it myself real quick. Yeah, it would be nice if at some point we get a way to do the warehouse part to tie it in where you can have this, that's you build something and you select the item it pulls from the warehouse, so that warehouse can be on the other side of the map and it still pulls in the supplies for what you need it to construct out of there. And okay, so carbon refiner. You know what? I'm not using this spot now, so we'll just do that here. And I got advanced filters now, so no water, can't produce anything, but carbon fiber is what I need. So in this case, it's saying coal. Alternate recipe, graphene, so more expensive. So far, all I've seen is coal can be made by producing by taking the trees and producing, you know, the wood into there to make coal, which to me implies we've got some way at some point to automate coal production through trees. Yeah, at some point we should have the ability to automate our coal tree production. Okay, so I've got that. I gotta build it where it's got water. See, all right, so that water pump is producing 74. So it's either the water quality here or that, because it's 75% pure. I can see it being 75. It might be this rounds up and this rounds down. So it could be 74.6, which is why that's producing so little. Or rotors, as I'm going to put these. Yeah. I'm going to do another one of these at some point between now and next week. So I'll have another warehouse, and I'm just going to kind of start stacking them with materials so I can use them to build out here. So I don't have to worry about where I'm going. Okay, so rotate. Okay, so that's too tall. But if I place it like that, it places right there. I can't place it in the water this way, but I can snap it to the side. Okay. So for now, that's the edge I need it to be. All right, so what I will do. So, you know what, let's just. Problem there is getting the pipe to go up correctly. So I'm going to do a downward. Like that. See how this works. Okay, so it is snapping along that pipe piece there. So when I do that there, I can't place it on top. So it is literally going to, it doesn't matter as long as the back pipes go in. But you see where it's got that barrel piece right there, that's where it's snapping from. So that did not help. All right, well, I guess I'm stuck with it not letting me place it as high as I would like it to go. Okay. So that's 74 each. That thing needs 200. Power's not a problem, it's the water. So that's enough for 200. That's 222. Yes, 222. Wonder if I could build another filter that it would finish purifying this and give me a boost on those. Let's see. Maybe I should have built a little bit higher above the water level. So I'm gonna do it like this. Hope that the pipe will not give me problems going through to there. Oh, I knew it. I knew it was gonna do it. I was like, as soon as I'm going to click it, it's gonna flip from where I'm telling it to connect. Okay. Now, can I get all the way over here? Nope. Can't get it from over here. This doesn't need water. I'll keep it here, and I can actually, I'll move it over here after this and set it up where I can dump. Say, you know what? One of the version 2 to output one of these. Oh no, that doesn't have that split like the warehouse does. So I'll just do 2 different containers with conveyors, feed into it so it can have a whole stack of stuff that it produces. For me, I just toss it out to let it be my production thing. Okay, that will work well enough. Or not, it is too close. Because in that case, the pipe does not want to line up. Okay, so now, yeah, carbon refiner. It's got everything it needs. So if I do that, I need graphene, which I am producing there. So we will have it be, you know, same thing. I'm just gonna put stuff in here and have it come out to here for right now. And the whole point of this is conveyors for the moment. So A little too close on that. Well, again, I don't know why so many developers don't do like Satisfactory where it shows like an alignment thing that says you're lined up, so I could look at it from this angle and know that I'm lined up. Okay, that's done. I want to get some graphene from over there since I've got enough basalt going right now. Shouldn't have to worry about that. Yeah, that's... Oh, well, no, I'm out. Okay, cool. I need to go get some more of that, too. So, let's see, that was... Yeah, over to the hot spot. Oh, I'm going the completely wrong way. I was lining it up to the icon there, the plane looking icon. I was like, oh, I'm going towards that. Because I guess that, I mean, what looks like a ship, it's an icon in that direction. I'm assuming that means it's the icon for this outpost, and it's not. Some reason your ship icon is to the side and not straight ahead. Or, more importantly, disabled when you're in the ship. Because you don't need to see the icon of the thing you're in. Fantastic. I'm assuming maybe the ground vehicle has higher storage capacity than the ship. Or is just, you know, because of it being a shorter trip is easier to maneuver for that reason. Otherwise, I don't know why we would use the ground vehicle when you got a ship ready. Less like Satisfactory, the ground vehicle is programmable and you can have it go point A to point B to auto drop things off. But I feel like that, based on what I'm seeing and the mistakes and bugs I'm seeing, that's probably beyond the ability of this developer to get that automation, programming automation put together like that, where you can say, here's point A, here's point B, do a circuit with the vehicle following this path. Okay, what did I get first? Okay. Carbon, so we'll just dump all the basalt out and get my carbon. I'm not carbon, graphene. And drop it off, and that will start producing my lovely carbon fiber. So I keep saying carbon instead of graphene. Carbon fiber to improve my conveyors over here. And I'm gonna, I think that's my only focus this week as far as playing on this is gonna be using the opportunity to upgrade my space here. How big this is. If I can get it going all the way out like that, plenty of room for building out stuff. That's maybe all I do. I just start slowly building it out to where goes up this way, goes up this way. Then at this point, it cuts across here. Maybe this is all for water production, you know, just kind of expand a big, massive platform out over the water. Just to say I did it that way. Okay, conveyor 2 is 1 carbon fiber. So we are going to go ahead and take this out. And take this out. And these are the first ones I'm going to replace. Okay. Let me go ahead. Okay, that I didn't, even though I took some off of there, apparently did not go in my inventory. That is much faster. 60 per minute. That's going as fast as it can. Yes, that's much better. So nothing else over here. At the least, I need to get that one probably replaced right there. First. Which is not going to help much because, I mean, it is 2 going into 1. That will help on that part. And then this is the other part I need to replace. Because I need that to be much faster. Along with these. I don't need any reason for it to be like, this is too slow on this one spot. Okay, now that looks about like it's balancing. Because that's 3. He's down to 2 for a second, then comes back up to 3. So that has balanced that out. 1 miner to 2 forge going into all of this. So, you know what? Easier, just do it this way. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a little low on carbon fiber, but that's fine. Get that faster. More platform. Oh man, look at that. Yeah, let's take that. Yeah. That's definitely something right now I would like to have kind of in here. I'm going to definitely put some of that in the warehouse so I don't have to worry about carrying carbon fiber. In regards to the there we go. Kind of giving me a little trouble there. Goes there. And that one goes there. One goes there. Yeah. Oh, that went very quickly that time to destroy that. Yeah, carbon fiber, I definitely need to have done like that. Oh, that's gonna help so much right there, just getting this going. I've gotta assume then we're gonna get better pipes, and well, the pipes don't seem to have a limit on their flow right now. But then again, where is it? 60 resources per minute, and that's just water. It doesn't say resources per minute. Basalt concrete. I might play with that a little bit too, see how the roads look. What? Roof fence, and then a roof fence that's got a corner to it. Another corner. Okay. Yeah, 3 vehicles. I may try to get those going. Get ready for roof section in a hangar. Okay. Large air vent. I guess in a hangar give you air, even if you're in an area that doesn't have oxygen. Okay, so got that. It sits right now. I'm gonna dump all of this over here. Don't care how it fits. Sort. There. Boom. Okay, so plenty of carbon fiber for conveyor V2. And I still got plenty going right there. Actually, is it out? It's out. No more. So in a moment, I can go back, or a little later when I get on this again, I'll go get some more graphene. Make sure I got plenty of that. I'm going to have more than enough for that. So yeah, my next thing might be doing another warehouse. Just for the fact of being able to fill it up with cement right now and say, oh, here's all the cement filled up, and I've got, you know, I was like, it wasn't even full, and I had like 1,300 cement available to build with. And if I get another tier 2 warehouse, I will have, it should be 40 per stack at that point. So it's even better an option, because then I'll have 40 per stack, and 40 per stack means the what I got will increase. That could be a lot. That's, what's it, 5 rows of 9. So we got 45 stacks times 40. So 1,800. If I'm mathing right, 1,800 items. 1,800 cement in one warehouse, plus the additional amount in my personal inventory that I could do. That's yeah, that could be quite substantial, and I need to find some osmium. So now, yeah, we're coming up on 3.5 hours. It is time to start wrapping up. But hey, you know, some interesting concepts, interesting differences between this game and say Planet Crafter, and between this and SAS Factory. You know, there are definitely some unique twists to the game that I'm finding useful, but then overshadowed overall right now on just the number of bugs and mistakes in the game. Again, the fact that I come here, if I take rock to make cement, it's 3 to 1. But you do it in the automated with the forge, it's 1 to 1. Even though the recipe in the forge says 3 to 1. So, and the forge doesn't say anything about transforming it at a better output rating. You know, it should be identical, and it's not, which is weird. But yeah, and so far, I mean, what, we're now just on the game time, 3.5 hours today, plus what we did last week. We're about 7 hours in, plus maybe at most an hour between streams. So say 7 to 8 hours of game time so far, and I haven't had that giant wave happen yet. So that may have been only in the original demo, or it may be that it's only applied on certain planets, and this planet doesn't have that anymore, that was done on a different planet. Or maybe I progressed so quickly that I was able to get past the point of it happening, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm not sure on that, but I do know I haven't had it happen yet, and I'm hoping that it stays that way. I'll probably do rubber into rubber belts after this, but yeah, there we go. We're gonna create my backup, because even though it's a save when you leave, the backup, because I loaded right in without having to do that, but fortunately my backup let me go back prior to a mistake happening. So definitely worth doing the backup. So Timmy, welcome back. And you haven't been gone, but you know, you weren't helping. You've just been lazy, laying there. Oh, look at those legs going up. Look at it. Oh. Yeah. Felonious, you still here? I know Jenny left. Yes, 7.4 hours of playtime on it. So 7.4 hours in the game, and I have not had a tsunami disaster happen yet. So that's a good sign, I'm hoping. So, all right, you're here. Well, good. You can say hi to Timmy. I'm looking at some of the pictures real quick. So I see the Tier 1 warehouse. See 2 of those built. And this picture with a whole big chain. Here looks to be a Tier 2 or maybe even a Tier 3 warehouse that's piping stuff out and down into a whole system of conveyors feeding all this other stuff. Maybe a Tier 3 warehouse lets you link them to, like, say, input and output for certain things. There's a picture of the tsunami happening while you're in the ship riding the wave. And in the background is a snowy island. So it's either tsunami happens in the south or I haven't got to a point where it's triggered yet. And then here's the train. So obviously the train is needed for transporting. Then we have a fancy base. We have the, looks like the steamroller. And again, that same build setup they have with the 2 warehouses. And I see there's basically a shelf of just flat ground that got spawned underneath one of the warehouses or something that got built. Oh yeah, that's got to be a tier, it looks like a Tier 3 warehouse because of the size. And I don't see the antennas on the roof that mine show, unless this is an older picture of the design. And then what might be either a power station or could be the next warehouse. It's awfully tall and thin for a warehouse, but could be. Oh, and I see it. Somebody building solar panels on top of a warehouse. That's good to know. I can build on top of the warehouse. Oh, I see the battery and a picture of a snowy planet or snowy area, wind turbines, and the battery, I guess, to help where the wind changes. And then we're getting back to, okay, here's more tall buildings. Something's got to be at least a warehouse of all these different tall building designs. But it's a big platform going between 3 points of land with a big just platform path like I'm doing. And then there we go. Yeah. Well, again, Timmy is probably tired because we had bad storms rolling through last night. Pretty much rained all day yesterday, but last night was the really bad storms. It didn't bother me. It didn't wake me up, but he woke me up to the point that he was just going all over the place. And at one point, I couldn't find him. I knew there's supposed to be tornado warning, or no, tornado watch, not a warning, like not it's touched down, but there's a risk of tornadoes. So I finally got up to pee, like probably 3 o'clock in the morning. He wasn't anywhere to be found. So fortunately, when I went to pee, he decided I need to go find Dad because Dad went somewhere. I need to find him. So he came and found me and tried to hide behind the toilet at that point. So I just picked him up and I made him sleep in his crate, which means he probably didn't sleep very much. He just laid there, just shaking from the thunder. So I'm sure he is tired. He didn't play very hard this morning before he wore out. So I'm sure he's tired out because of not sleeping quite enough last night. And I don't let him have energy drinks, so. You're like, not that ear, get this ear. Ugh. Ugh. Decaf Timmy. I don't think he'd even go close to coffee. He finally got to wear his new raincoat. I think I posted the picture of that. he finally wore that this week because we actually had, again, storms, and it rained most of yesterday. Yeah, I did post that for the Christmas thing, that little yellowish, like green yellow raincoat. He finally got to wear it, and I had it cinched up around his face the same way I did in the picture, and he's shaking, can't get it off, shakes again, and then shakes, and it's this. You can see his head, but it was like he shook it loose, so I had to put it back around his head, so I had basically his ears tucked behind it. And he does it again. He starts shaking, and it goes back to this. So, all right, that means you definitely don't get wet. But you know, he went out to pee. Not even 5 minutes. The only thing that got wet was his snout and maybe his tail, and of course his feet from the ground. We get back in, and he acts like he got drenched, and he's like, "I gotta go rub myself dry on everything." And now, all this, 3.5 hours I've been sitting here doing this. You ate your treat, and now you're finally going to chew on that. He's like, oh, I forgot about this thing. You lucked out and not had anything more than just some wind. Well, that's good. Fortunately, we're still lucky we haven't ran into a problem where we had a tornado through here. If there was a tornado, there would not be that much left of the house if a good enough tornado went through here. And I wouldn't be streaming or making any videos because I would have no computer. I might have a laptop. That might be it. Might be all I get to, you know, save and have strapped to me. He's going down on it now. I know I've mentioned it. I've got a cat that's been coming around from the neighborhood and hanging out. Comes up, sees me and Timmy. Literally now acts like a dog. When he sees me get home, he'll run. I'll see him running down the driveway when I get home to see me and Timmy. He'll go and, you know, sniff Timmy, and he'll rub against Timmy, try to rub his face on Timmy. Timmy doesn't like that. But then Timmy tries to sniff the cat's butt. Anyway, the other day, I was like, saw the cat as we're getting ready to go out for a morning for him to pee before work. And I gave the cat, like, a little something to eat. And so we'll get back, I'm putting that inside. Cat shows back up as I'm getting ready to leave. So, all right, I got him like half a little Timmy beef treats that he's got, and I was holding it. I'm locking my door, gonna give it to the cat. Cat could not wait. It went. And being an outside cat that apparently nobody's claiming ownership of, the cat's got some very big claws, and one of those claws went into my finger and went that down my finger, and I was like, oh, that hurt. So I kept looking at it, and it's like, here's a little drop of blood, and then it just became a flow of blood down my finger. So I had to bandage it up, and now my finger's kind of calloused over all through here, where it's weird. It's like it's numb but not numb. Like I feel it hurting, but it's like it's that like super tough callus. And part of that is the stupid, I don't know what it is with the pack of band-aids I got, but that's like super glue on them. Like I've never had a bandage be like that sturdy of glue. It's like I accidentally put super glue on my finger, and that's what it is right now. It feels like I basically got a layer of super glue dried on my finger, and I'm just waiting for it to peel off. But yeah, cat ripped right down my finger. And so of course that's a lot of fun when you're typing, as I have to do at work. But more importantly, it's not bad clicking the left click, but when I click my scroll wheel, it's like I click on exactly the worst spot, and it's just like immediately big sting of pain every time. So I've been having to try and use my second finger to do all my scroll wheel stuff this last few days. It has not been the best experience. And of course, he still just looks at the cat, sniffs its butt. If I play with his paw, he stops chewing. If I hold his ear, he doesn't care. You're a weirdo, Timmy. Yeah, grind it down. Come on. Work on it. All right. Well, I think, yeah, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up. Oh, I already said we're wrapping up. We're going to call it for the day. Eden Crafters, I'm not enthusiastic just yet. I'm getting better about it today after some of the changes I've seen, but it's still kind of, it feels very unpolished. Like, it does not feel that much better from what I remember on the demo for like over a year ago, or over a year and a half ago at this point. It doesn't feel very much better. The fact that they're still doing updates, even one as of December last month, almost like not even a full month ago, they did an update, but it was a new planet. I get adding more areas, but some of the stuff seen today, there's more important things to be working on in this than adding another planet. This definitely should be getting some of these bugs and mistakes fixed. So that it's a better playing experience overall. So hopefully we'll see that. But again, Star Rupture content coming this week. Start getting the videos on that. And I see they already did like another quick fix too. So I'm hoping that's going to fit some things. Still seeing performance or stability problems with the game compared to, but not as bad as with the playtest. Playtest was awful. I could barely get it to actually function, but it's actually worked so far on Star Rupture. But yeah, content coming this week for Star Rupture. And with that, that's it. So go have a good rest of your day, rest of your weekend. I gotta figure out what we're gonna eat for dinner. I just realized I forgot to take out some food I thought to take out, so we're doing something different tonight, Timmy. But that's it. Go enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and we will see you next time.